Hello, I'm Bill Randall, and this is Glen Oak School. For the next half hour or so, you'll learn a great deal about this new school. Here to introduce you to the philosophy of education behind the school, from the Order of the Sacred Heart, the director of Glen Oak School, Sister Cogan.
Thank you. Glen Oak School represents a great many new ideas in education, and I'm very happy to have this opportunity to explain some of them to you. It's an effort to harness what we know about educational psychology, about all the new media of learning, all the new materials, methods that have been developed. And as such, we hope to pull all these into one school which has been built to accommodate these educational ideas. The school represents an effort of the Society of the Sacred Heart, which has been in existence since the beginning of the 19th century and has been in the forefront of educational advance ever since then. It grew out of the French Revolution, and it faces the present student revolution with 150 years or more of experience. And we hope that we can take this symptom of the student rebellion and recognize the real causes for it and meet the just demands of students today. Some of the ideas behind our philosophy are the value of the individual as a person, as someone who needs to be educated as an individual, someone who deserves to have her own talents developed to the full, whatever they are. And so the individual is what Glen Oak School is going to focus on. We hope to be able to individualize instruction to a great extent, and in order to do this, we want a student body that is very, very heterogeneous. We are a school that is structured only to meet those of normal intelligence, but we will accept anyone of normal intelligence. Students with creativity are not recognizable by their IQs. And so this is a school where any student who really wants to develop herself, and I stress the idea that the student herself must want to develop herself. And at this school, we hope to provide an atmosphere where this individual can do just that, under the guidance of a sympathetic faculty chosen just because they can relate themselves as individuals to other individuals. Another value that we represent at Glen Oak School is that of service. The development of person is all very fine and large, but without an orientation towards the service of other people, it becomes a sterile focusing on self. And so we aim to stress the idea of doing your best for other people so that you become the person that you are in order to serve other people. The third value that we have chosen at Glen Oak School is that of love. We believe that the person develops only through love, and that true service is only such if it is done in a spirit of love. And so that is what Glen Oak School has chosen as the three major values on which to build what we hope will be a value-oriented program, a program oriented to train the individual so that she becomes a person fully developed and oriented towards service in a spirit of love. Now, all these concepts are backed by new ideas that have developed out of the psychology of learning. For instance, we know that the individual student is the person who learns. no one can do your learning for you. A teacher is merely a facilitator of learning, and the responsibility for the whole process of imbibing information rests with the student, really. And this is one of the foundation points of Glen Oaks School. It's the student's responsibility to learn. It's the faculty's responsibility to provide the materials, the inspiration, the advice necessary to guide the student to her own best development. The philosophy that I've just described rather briefly is difficult to implement. And I think that at Glen Oak we have a unique opportunity in starting from scratch. The school building faces Cedar Road, just east of Somme Center, and is reached off Cedar by a driveway which comes in front of the administration section of the building, which faces the Cedar Road. A student entering the building comes in through this entrance and has access immediately to the student lounge, and would probably her first move on entering the building would be to go downstairs and put her things away in a locker room that is under the student lounge. Coming upstairs, she would probably want to go to the academic area, which is here. The academic area, in order to preserve flexibility, consists in 2 classrooms and a great deal of open space. The first classroom is here. It is designed to hold typewriters and needs a room in order to contain the sound. And the room will be used as a writing laboratory. The typewriters there will be used by the entire student body if they wish to compose, to type their papers, etc. And it will be accessible to the students at all times when there is not a class in session. And this breaks away from the idea that the machinery of a school is not accessible to all the students at all times. The 2 rooms off it will be used, one for student conferences to criticize their own papers, the second for students to receive individual help from the English team. The second classroom in the school is down here. It's large and divisible by a folding wall. It will be used for any activity that needs to have the sound contained, chorus, movies, that sort of thing.